Well, well, well. Speaking of walls, border walls being built to keep the illegal immigrants from Mexico out of America. Trump's crazy, and Mexican president and the previous president, the ex-president, they're furious with Trump saying such thing. You know, keep this border wall. And you're going to make us pay for it. Are you crazy? Now this, you're going to find. I was about to say shocking. I was going to say it. But then I realized, if you're subscribed to my channel, you don't find any of this stuff shocking. You find it commonplace. Up is down, left is right, right is left, blue is red, red is blue, you name it. Backwards is forward. Hillary Clinton had pneumonia, did not get dragged into the van. She just, according to CNN, tumbled. Or stumbled. Oh yeah, Hillary Clinton stumbled into the van. Stumbled into the van. No, someone stumbling is like, you're trying to get in somewhere, you're drunk, you are wasted, you're trying to unlock the door and it finally opens and you kind of stumble into the house. You don't have two people, men, on the side of you holding you up under your shoulder, your armpits, dragging your lifeless limbs into the house and call that stumbling. Right? But point being, up is down, down is up, left is right, right is left. Mexico builds a wall. And guess who paid for it? And it's not the wall you're thinking of. Mexico builds a wall. Guess who paid for it? Zero hedge. Mexico is building a wall. Not on its northern border. Oh, no, 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 no. Because that's where they want their people to go. We ain't got nothing for you here. We don't want to deal with you. We don't want you on any kind of government help. Not that Mexico has a lot. At least as compared to the United States. Matter of fact, I don't know if there's any country out there that gives like the United States give. We are the gift that just keeps on giving. Illegal immigrants, Syrian, North Africa, come on over. Come on, down. What about me? I lost my job. My unemployment ran out. Oh, the hell with you. You're already American. Get out of here. You don't count. So that northern border, they want to keep that sucker up. They got to keep that sucker up because that's where their people are flowing into our country. And the more people from Mexico that flow into the United States, the happier the Mexican government is because that's less they have to deal with as far as people who aren't contributing to society. And I'm not saying that as if all these people who aren't contributing to society are some kind of basket cases or something. There are legitimate people. They have absolutely no hope, no future whatsoever down there, and they want to go to bigger, brighter, or greener pastures up in America. However, they're not usually providing us anything. Like the Syrian refugees, they're coming here and they're not really helping out. There are absolutely Mexicans that come across this border, are willing to work, will do the work. But again, when you have an economy like ours that's been crushed since 2008, and don't give me the fake numbers crap, because one of my next videos, you're going to see all about those fake numbers. But anyways, they're building a wall on their southern border. Why are they building a wall on their southern border, Mexico? That's right. There's other Spanish-speaking countries south of the border, and not our border, the Mexican border to the south. So why are they building this wall? You ready? You ready for this? To keep illegal immigrants out. The irony. The kettle calling the pot black. Perhaps even more ironic, the Financial Times notes that the Obama administration is coy about its role. All right, let me start that over again. Perhaps even more ironic, the Financial Times notes that the Obama administration is coy about its role in Mexico's crackdown, but is sending $75 million in equipment and training to help stop Central Americans from crossing illegally into Mexico. In other words, U.S. taxpayers funded a Mexican wall to keep out immigrants from the southern part of Mexico. You got to be kidding me. And all the crap that Obama said got on Trump's case about that wall. And here he authorizes $75 million in taxpayer money to go help this other country. You know, I wonder if there's a number or some website somewhere that just keeps track, which I don't think that there's going to be an accurate enough one out there, but I wish there was, that every little thing that the government hands out, whether it's $3.8 billion now to Israel every year, or United Nations fees, or this fee, and we're going to give that country's fee, and we're going to hand over there, and we're going to give aid, all of this stuff, the wall in the southern part of Mexico, and just tallied it all up. The crazy spending, I use that gas station example all the time, Middle East, $30 or $40 million gas station built. Alternative energy, gas, natural gas and stuff. Estimated cost, $500,000. Real cost, somewhere around 30 or 40 million. And when they come to tell you, I've said this recently, when they come and tell you, sorry, your pension's getting cut, sorry that the unemployment can't last longer, we know you're out of a job, sorry we had to cut that back, sorry you didn't get a raise in your Social Security, 2% raise this year, sorry, it's running out, sorry, while they want to take more from you and me to do things just like this and just give it away. I wonder what all that adds up to. You know it's in the trillions, or I'm sure you at least know that all that fluff is in the trillions. But we ain't got enough money for you guys. We only take from you guys. The United Nations estimates that 400,000 Central Americans cross illegally into Mexico each year. And as many as half of those are fleeing violence. But as the Financial Times reports, Mexico already acts as a formidable barrier for many. Zero net immigration of Mexicans into the U.S. and an 82% fall in people caught trying to cross the U.S.-Mexico border in the past 10 years means that most would-be immigrants detained there are Central Americans. Even without Mr. Trump's fortress frontier, Mexico finds itself under increasing pressure to stem the migrant tide near its source, its own southern border. Quote, Mexico has become a wall for immigrants, said Sister Magdalena Silva, coordinator of CAFMIN, or is that Cafe Min, a privately run shelter in Mexico City that takes in refugee families, including Rosa's. Quote, the current policy is to arrest immigrants to stop them from getting to the U.S. border. So not only do we have Mexicans trying to cross our border to get into here, but we have Central Americans trying to cross into Mexico, and then some of them trying to also come up here. Mr. Trump, we do need a northern and southern wall. Northern of Mexico and southern. And the $75 million we gave them, tell them that that's our pitching in the whole project. The rest they're going to have to come up with. Unlike the U.S., Mexico has broadened asylum laws to recognize that fleeing violence of the kind practiced by the street gangs in Honduras and El Salvador can classify someone as a refugee, but the odds are still stacked against asylum seekers. Mexico deported a record 175,000 Central Americans last year, up 68% from the previous year, and nearly 2.5 times the number deported by the U.S. By the end of the year, we estimate that we could have as many as 8,100 individuals seeking asylum in Mexico, almost all from Central America, says Jose Xavier, the head of protection in Mexico for the UN High Commissioner for Refugees. That is more than double last year's number. And finally, and perhaps interestingly, guess who is funding this wall of deportation? The U.S. is coy about its role in Mexico's crackdown, but is sending $75 million in equipment and training to help stop Central Americans from crossing illegally into Mexico. Hosting Mr. Trump 2 weeks ago, President Enrique Pena Nieto said that making Mexico's border with our friends and neighbors in Central America more secure is of vital importance for Mexico and the U.S. Physical wall or legal wall, it perhaps appears Mexico agrees with Donald Trump that better walls do in fact make better neighbors. We just wonder what he thinks about Americans paying for it. Yeah, that's two of us. Take care.